viewers, Rectangular back, this time with a diorama review. Now, I've been teasing for a while now that I was going to be reviewing this massive sci-fi diorama that was built by the fantastic Michael Flash Archuleta, otherwise known as Flash Thompson. And yeah, this thing is massive. I don't know if you can see the what's it called? Ruler, not the ruler, the measuring tape at the bottom there in the yellow, but it measures 50 inches wide, and it is just over 2 feet tall. So, and I think yeah, just over 2 feet wide. So, or deep. It yeah, definitely takes up a huge amount of space. I finally finished my workshop here under the house, so I have a place to display it now. And I have another diorama being built at the moment that is about the same size, if not, might even be actually a little bit bigger than this. Actually, it is going to be bigger than this. So I needed to build a workshop in order to house these dioramas. And yeah, finally able to shoot this video now. So I'm going to get the measuring tape out of the way, and let's get a closer look at this thing. So for the most part, this thing was designed completely by me with some input from Flash. I mostly took the inspiration from a lot of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, the Michael Bendis run of Guardians, and which I was initially a huge fan of, and it's about halfway through started to go downhill. But some of the early comics, there were some space cantinas that the characters appeared in, and I took most of my inspiration from those books. And I think me and Flash came up with a pretty fantastic diorama. There are tables and chairs that he made to go along with this, so I will show those towards the end. But on the left is the bar area, and on the right is the main entrance with a door, which is the other side. The other side of that wall is the exterior of the club, and I'll show that as well. That is the only other finished part of the diorama. So we've got, and it's all magnetized, completely come apart. So if I just want to film one section, you know, I can easily move it around. And let's see, the paint scheme was mostly Flash's idea. Initially I wanted it a lot more clean looking, but Flash was inspired by some comics, Star Wars comics, and wanted that more like rustic, rundown type of old world look to it. So I went ahead and you know, let him go with it, and pretty happy with the way it turned out. It's you know, a little bit more versatile that way, where I can do, you know, more of a rundown, rustic look like a lot of Star Wars is, from especially the original trilogy, and you know, with the right lighting and props and things, I can make it look a lot more high-tech. So let's zoom in, and you can get more look at the detail. I can show the doors. This is actually going to be kind of long because this thing is just massive. Alright, I went ahead and separated the two sections so that you could get a closer look, and did re-measured everything, and it looks like it's about just about over 25.5 inches on one side, about 25 inches on the other side. So yeah, a little over 2 feet. And again, this is the main entrance side, and I'll zoom in here and get a closer look at the floor. Yeah, hopefully all the detail is showing up on camera, but basically it's a bunch of knitting material, and then he has strips of God, I think it's craft paper. Yeah, I think it's craft paper that he wish Flash was doing the review. He would know exactly what he used, but yeah, it's like a cardstock paper that he overlaid on top to give it that square grid pattern, and I think it turned out really nice. Let's see, obviously it's foam, insulation foam material, and then he painted that black and then put the knitting material on top of that, and then overlaid the grid pattern on top of the knitting material. So you can see he used different thicknesses of foam to give it a lot more textured look, a lot more depth to it. You know, not just the paint, but there's actual depth here, and hopefully under the right lighting you'll be able to see all that pop. You know, I just have the bright fluorescent or LED lights, you know, so that you can see what the hell this thing is. But this is all foam, all these accents here that are painted copper. This is all foam at the top. You know, everything is foam except for he's got plastic windows. Got plastic windows here and here, and both these are plastic windows here. So there's actually let's see, 6. You know, there's 4 on this one and 2 windows behind the bar. And I've got, I don't know if you've seen those skinny LED light strips from IKEA. I should have brought them down, but you can pop those into those slots. I have to figure out a way in order to mount them temporarily, because I don't want them permanently in there. But you know, you can change the colors, and you can change the pattern. They flash on and off and everything. So that's why it's got those windows there. And this could be used as a window, but I primarily we're going to use it for. I have a tablet. You know, it's a little bit bigger than a phone, and the screen there, I'm going to be able to pop that in and have different things playing in the background so that the patrons of the cantina can you know, be entertained by different things. And you can see a carved control panel there for the view screen here that he did with I don't know exactly what materials he used to make that, but that looks really cool. I might change some of the color. I might make it more silver so that it pops a little bit more. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the way that looks. And then moving on to the door, the front door, he's got more controls made out of foam there, like a control box. So if the automatic door fails, you can open the door manually. And this could just, you know, also be used as like a door lock for like a spaceship. So I really love the way this door turned out. Alright, so here's a close-up of the front entrance, you know, showing that whole wall there, and at least just this one section of it. And again, this door is removable. And really love the way this door turned out. And I don't know if you can make out the steps. There's steps leading into the club there. So on the back side, you've got this look. So I guess if you wanted to, if I wanted to, this is my diorama, you could reverse the door for a different look. It doesn't quite fit in there the same way, so you'd have to be careful about the lighting. But you know, if I wanted to, I could reverse it, and I don't think it's going to fit this way. Yeah, maybe that actually fits a little better. It wants to tip over, but yeah, that's cool. Gives me another option. And get that a little closer up on camera so you can take a look at the really cool design. Looks like he got a little sloppy with the copper there, so I'll probably have to touch that up, but not a big deal. I guess he used like corrugated cardboard there. That turned out really nice. So very happy with this. Looks really cool. And let's see, pan up here, you can get a look at the windows. I don't want to show off too much because I want to do ACBA with it, like, you know, showing off the lights and stuff like that. So I really want to wait until I can do some setups. I don't want to shoot my wad all in this review. So let's flip the diorama around so you can get a look at the outside of the entrance. Okay, here we have the exterior of the cantina, and this is the only exterior wall that is complete. But yeah, I think it looks really cool. It's got like a stucco look. I guess he used like actual wall spackle to put on the foam, and looks really cool. You know, definitely has that that old world Star Wars vibe to it. Like I said, initially I wanted him to do it a lot more clean, but yeah, pretty happy with the way this turned out. And I think, oh, you know what? I don't think you can put the lights that I have. Yeah, I guess you could. You just have to figure out a way to prop them up. But yeah, it's cool. It's got like that copper look here to the outer edges of the windows, and he's got that like copper brass bronze look here, and then at the bottom different layers of foam to accentuate, you know, those details. But yeah, I think the stairs turned out really nice. He's got like actual grout in the stairs. Zoom in, see if you can see that. So really like the way that those turned out. And then you can see the you can kind of make it out, the corrugated cardboard there in the entryway. And I like the color he went with. It's kind of like a pale bluish green, and yeah, just really cool. Just really like all his choices of colors. And let's see if I can get a close-up of all that texturing. It turned out really nice. It looks like a real place, you know. It doesn't look like it's made out of foam at all. You know, it's got all that real weathered look. Looks like, you know, could totally go for someplace on Tatooine. So yeah, what I'm planning on doing is I just got that Star Wars Black Series land speeder, and going to make a floor with sand, and you know, I'll be able to park different vehicles there in front of the club. Oh, speaking of which, let me put the door on there. So this is what the door looks like from the outside. And that just pops in there. Bam. So, you know, gives you two different looks with the door closed or open. So yeah, that is going to look really cool with figures and vehicles parked in front. In fact, let me grab a couple figures real quick. Hopefully that gives you an idea of the scale, how massive this thing is, and you know, a giant figure as big as Chewbacca has no problem being able to walk through the door. So yeah, totally enough headroom for Chewbacca and figures bigger than him to fit in there. Alright, so here is the left side, which has the bar area, and you can see the magnets here and here, and I guess if I will pan up here you can see the top, and then the magnet there at the top. So that attaches to that other section that I just reviewed. It has the main entrance. So here we've got the balcony section and another room off to the right there. And I'm going to build a box out of plywood so that I'll have another room off to the side, and then the balcony, so I can put figures, because there is a balcony there, but it's only about 3 inches, maybe 2.5 inches wide, so you can fit figures there, but you know, you have to make sure they're balanced just right, otherwise they'll, you know, tip over the back. So that's another project I'll be working on here pretty soon. And yeah, the both floors attached. You can see the magnets here, here, and here that allow both floors to connect to each other. And again, you can see the materials. He's got the knitting material there going along the bottom edge. One thing that I had to change was Flash, I think, was thinking that I was going to be using this for 6 and 7 inch scale figures, so he made the bar a little too tall, and I had to take the bar apart and cut off about 3/4 of an inch or close to an inch off the top of the bar, or off the top of the foam that the bottom section of the bar was made out of, and then stick the top of the bar back on. So that was pretty challenging to figure out how to get in there and cut apart the bar without destroying it, and then glue it all back together. But happy it all turned out. That door there in the back is removable. Let me zoom out here and I'll show you that. So this door pops out, and I'll show you more of the detail up close. So you can see it's got different layers of foam there, and it's not reversible, unfortunately. But it shouldn't be too difficult for me to make my own door if I want to do something different with it than this. And also be able to build like a hallway there for the employees to come and go, or that could be the entry to the restroom. And the bar is removable, just so you can see that. And it's got texture detail and paint all the way around. And the only part that got damaged during all my different moving around, I drove down to where Flash lives in Southern California to go pick it up. The back of the bar kind of scraped here. I don't know when or during the process, but I'll have to touch that up because I'll probably want to use that wall without the bar at some point. And yeah, it's got a lot of really cool texture detail on that back wall there. So hopefully you can see that. And again, it's got those two windows there in the back. A window here and a window here that be able to pop those IKEA lights into. And let me get this thing rotated so you can get a better look at the balcony section. So here we have the balcony section in the background and the bar here in the foreground. Let me pull the bar off. And I can either have it sit somewhat flush with the wall, or pull it back. And I'll probably have it like that, so that can have employees be able to get out from behind the bar. It just kind of depends on how you want to shoot things. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to have a whole section back there that I can put. It's going to be a separate box made out of plywood that I can put different lights in, and probably paint the inside like a darker color, like gray or something, and be able to display figures inside there, and also have a platform for the balcony section so that I can put figures up inside that area as well. So yeah, very, very cool. I'll put everything back together so that you can see figures and the tables set up in a simulation of kind of a setup that I could do with this thing. So here's a quick setup that obviously doesn't make any sense, but just to show you the example of the scale. And yeah, I'm really happy with the way this looks now. The Jen Urso figure is really small, and she's able to straddle up to the bar with no problem, so that's good for figures from other product lines like Figuarts, who are smaller, and works perfectly with Legends, which is primarily Legends and Black Series, Star Wars Black Series 6-inch figures. So very happy about that. Yeah, so let's see. I don't think there's anything else that I wanted to go over. Oh, yeah, obviously I didn't show the tables and chairs, so let me throw some tables and chairs on there and show you how those look. Here's a quick close-up of the tables and chairs that Flash made. Got 4 tables and, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12 chairs for the tables, and then 2, 4, 6, 8 bar stools. So the bar stools are significantly higher or taller than the chairs. Let me put one side by side so you can get a closer look. So that is a bar stool, and there's a chair. So you can see, yeah, the figure will sit about an inch taller on the bar stool than on the chair. So actually, I'll just leave that there. So yeah, they did a really good job. They're all handmade, pretty much from foam, and then the knitting material, same knitting material that he used for the flooring and for the top of the bar. So everything matches. And I've got some other tables coming, other tables and chairs coming, just so that I can have a different look. So it's not always going to be the same setting in every setup. But pretty happy with the way these turned out. Okay, here we have the bar with the stools added in, and I think the stools are probably a little on the tall side, especially the way, obviously I had to lower the bar a little, so that is adding to the problem. But the lip around the bar sits pretty low, so there's no room for the knees on the figures to fit under the bar. Panning over to the right here, you can see all the tables. Got all 4 tables and all the chairs laid out, and obviously I can add or remove tables depending on the setup. And yeah, I think the figures fit pretty well. Black Series, Star Wars Black Series tend to be a little bit smaller, so it's hard to get their feet to touch the floor. With larger Marvel Legends tend to be a little bit taller than the Black Series figures, so I don't think it'll be quite as a big of a problem. Plus, depending on how you crop your shot, you're not going to see their feet anyway most of the time. So yeah, really happy with the way everything turned out. It's funny how in your mind you envision the space being so much bigger when you start adding furniture that chews up real estate real quick. So that's why that's why this thing is so massive, because I wanted to do a setup. Like I said, I want to replicate some of the scenes from the comics, and have a cantina that's just packed with different aliens and guys in flight suits and stuff like that. So this is going to be a lot of fun. It's the options are kind of unlimited. It could be the inside of a spaceship. It could be the cantina design that I originally went with, and yeah, it's been a long time since I did ACBA, so looking forward to having fun with this thing. So thank you so much to Flash for putting up with me and all my specific demands and requirements and design ideas, but I think he did a really good job pulling it off. I don't think anybody is going to have anything similar to this, so that makes me happy that nobody is going to be able to reproduce this 100% and completely unique. So with that, hopefully you guys like the video, you share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and I always love hearing back from you guys, so please leave a comment below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.
That's crispy.
Okay, for those of you who stuck around till the very end, I wanted to give you a little bonus behind the scenes, quick peek at my workshop that was a long time coming. Took me forever to finally get this done. Just a lot of procrastination. I built the floor pretty quickly, and then the bench came pretty soon after that, but then it just kind of sat with just a floor and a bench, and took me forever to finally cover the walls and the ceiling and put up the lights and paint everything. So here's my diorama that I just got done reviewing. And yeah, you can see, so that diorama is just over 4 feet wide and 2 feet high, so it shows you just how big a space I have to put up displays. And I've got material that I gotta find some wire that I can hang different material in the background, and obviously I've got poster board I can put in the background as well. But you know, for doing most work, it was really dark in here, so I wanted the walls to be white. And there's my land speeder. I've got my lighting rig that I'm working on setting up, and back behind there is the rest of the underside of the house. It was quite a challenge to figure out how I was going to cover the ceiling and this back area of the house without spending a fortune, because you know, I could have like framed the wall and spent a lot of money on materials to cover the ceiling, but in the end I wanted to save as much money as possible, so I used bed sheeting and shower curtains to cover that space. So yeah, I'm not going to show you under the house, but basically it's all just dirt, and I've got a couple storage platforms that I built back there. But yeah, when we first moved in, this was just dirt, nothing but dirt, and bare walls, just the bare studs, you know, behind the siding. So a long time coming, and pretty happy with the way it turned out. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and catch you guys later.